So if you saw my Walmart Christmas shopping video, you saw that I picked up this 6-quart Duo Instant Pot. I got it for $79, which I thought was a pretty good deal. I know you can get it after Thanksgiving for a lot less, but for 2 seasons now I have tried to do that, and I have, like, the websites have been crashed or something. I have not been able to purchase that. So this year I just decided to go ahead and get it even at the slightly higher price. At least I would have it. So today I'm going to make hard-boiled eggs. This sat in the box for like a week and a half. I was intimidated by it at first, but when I first got it out and started using it, oh my gosh, I have been using it several times now since then. And I love hard-boiled eggs, and I'm going to see how they work in the Instant Pot here. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1 cup of water and I'm going to pour it into the bottom of the Instant Pot. I do want to mention that I am using a Pinterest recipe, and I will link that below in the description box. So this handy little rack you see came with the Instant Pot that I bought, and it just sits there in the bottom, and so the eggs will sit on top of that and the water will be underneath. Okay, I'm going to do a dozen eggs today, and I'm going to see how that works. Okay, I have now plugged in my Instant Pot. I don't plug it in until I get the stuff in there, especially when I'm dealing with water. And now it's plugged in, and I have my seal on my lid. You have to have your seal in there to pressure cook. So I'm going to just set that onto the top now. You see how that makes a noise? So then you slide it here, and now it's locked. And then I have to come over here to where the nozzle is, and I have to set that to seal. So in this position, it's now sealed. And you can see here, this says it's open, and then you slide it to the left, and then this says it's closed. And then it makes that little music sound so that you know that it's closed and locked. It's a safety feature. And then I don't think the pressure will start if it's not locked. I believe I read that in the directions, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so the recipe that I saw on Pinterest said that if you want, they have different levels of how you might want your yolk, and that's why I really liked that particular recipe. I like mine cooked really well, so it says to go a full 10 minutes. And apparently hers was one you could set to egg. You cannot, I don't see that on my dial here. So I'm just going to set it to pressure cook, and I'm going to lower the time down to 10 minutes for the eggs. And then it should click on. And then there you go. See, it goes to on. And then it will heat up, and then it will pressure cook, and then it will let you know when it's done. So we'll see what happens when it's done. Okay, you're supposed to make an ice bath for this. I just realized I don't have as much ice as I thought I did. I make my own ice. I don't use the ice maker in the fridge. So this is all I have, so this will have to do. I'm not going to be filming when I release the pressure, and with the hard-boiled eggs you have to do a release, like a quick release, rather than letting it release gradually on its own, because you don't want the eggs to overcook. So I'm not going to be showing that part because it's dangerous and I don't want to have the camera going, and so I'm going to use these tongs to move the dial to the venting position when it's time. I'll also be using these tongs to put the eggs into the cold ice water bath. Okay, so now it's come to pressure, and the little digital thing that said on has switched to 10 minutes now. So now it's going to count down to 0 when it's done. We got about 3 minutes left. One thing I want to point out is you don't want to touch these sides because they're going to be hot. Also the top piece that's metal, that will be hot. The other thing that I want to mention is you probably want to keep it back from the edge of your counter, push it back, you know, so it's not right on the edge. It has like kind of a padding underneath it that keeps it gripped, but you know, just in case you want to push that back some. And then the third thing I want to say is if you're going to do a quick release like I am, you do not want it under a cabinet because all that moisture will go up under your cabinets above. We actually do this also with our coffee maker. It's kind of in an awkward place because we don't want the moisture to go onto the cabinets above it and mess up the cabinets. So some of that is just common sense, but I just thought I would mention it to you. I am releasing the steam now from the pressure, and I just want to point out this little button right here. Yep, see, it just went down. That means that it's done. It's done with the venting. Okay, so I put them in the ice bath, which is now a water bath, and I'll leave them in there for a minute or so, and then I will pull them out. And the real test will be when I go to peel one of them, if they peel well.
And now the moment of truth. This is pretty easy. I'm quite happy.
Looks like I might even attempt to make deviled eggs at some point. First time in my life.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this.